G'day, councillor.
How you going today?
Good. Now this place here, Pilpel, was owned, was owned by an Israeli guy who ran it and a number of other restaurants, including a coffee place in Newport. It got flooded in the 2022 floods, which destroyed the fit out of the restaurant, and so it closed. But he still has a business, which is the Tom's Confectionery Warehouse, which is at Hendra, I think, near the airport. Seems to be expanding that business. This site over here, where the parking now is, used to be, I think it was an Aussie Rooster, and you used to be able to get $2 quarter chicken and chips here, albeit a very long time ago. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention about the Pilpel site, which is just in the distance there, the second floor of it actually is just there. It used to be a Coles supermarket many years ago, and that supermarket closed, and the replacement is now at the Dolphin Central. So it sat vacant for many years up until the time that the Pilpel restaurant took it over, which didn't last long, only a couple of years, and then it got flooded. This is Cominos Arcade, which is named after the Comino family who built the building, which I think is on the other side. And something interesting about this part of the Redcliffe CBD is that this restaurant here looks to have closed. Looks like things have been taken out. Inside here looks to be empty as well. And this is, if my memory serves me correct, the restaurant or cafe that the former member for Redcliffe, Scott Driscoll, his wife, owned and ran that restaurant. So that's it there. Can't remember the name of it, but that was all the controversy about Scott Driscoll. This shop here, the Laid Back Bride, used to be a British shop. Snacks and chips and lollies and all that sort of thing. This is the famous Yabbey Road fish and chip place, which is sort of Beatles themed, but there's not really much British about it, I don't think. Doesn't tend to be very good in my experience. Now, I did say about the Cominos, and this is the building here. I don't know how well you'll be able to see the writing up the top there, but it says the building was erected by Arthur and Mary Comino and their family, formerly of Laidley, between 1939 and 1942. So during World War II, and that's why it's called Cominos Arcade. This store here, Vanessa's Closet Fashions, used to be the Hog's Breath Cafe in here for many years. This is the outdoor seating area for it, and it closed and it became a bungalow, which was at one point some sort of trendy place, but didn't last long. Shut up shop, and now it's a clothing store by the looks of it. This is Bee Gees Way, which is a tribute to the Bee Gees band, who lived in Redcliffe for a while and played some gigs here. I don't really get obsession with them, but nevertheless. There's a view out to Redcliffe Jetty. Do get the whale watching boats tying up out there a few times a week. More restaurants. Looks like this Royal Curry's has moved. This one looks like it's shut, so not sure if there was another one or whether they've halved the size of their shop. I'm not sure. Another arcade called The Walk. Got no idea why it's called The Walk. Used to be a pizza place, but looks like it's closed. In there, Giuliano's, I think it was called. Looks like this has the original flooring. This used to be What's Your Team, the NRL merchandise store, and it's now moved to another location around in Sutton Street, which is across from the Woolies shopping centre. This cafe here, Mr. Harvey's, used to be the Rustic Olive before it moved. Very popular Redcliffe restaurant, but it's now moved. Another mall, another little alleyway. This used to be an ice cream shop. Do you remember when this was an ice cream shop? Do you remember that used to be an ice cream shop? was, yeah. Little barber shop that's been here forever. Yeah. Yep, this used to be a ice creamery back many years ago. In fact, I knew the person who owned it, and it didn't do very well, which is a bit of a surprise, but anyway. A few more shops for lease. This shop here used to be called Flame Coins, maybe this one or the next one. Collectibles and coins and currency. Or maybe they've combined them. I'm sure it used to be smaller. It used to only be half that size, but used to visit there and spend money. This used to be a charity store, raising money for domestic violence or something like that. And you can see now all ripped out for renovation. Little hair salon. $30 for a haircut. Okay, this is the Rustic Olive, or Cafe Diversity first. This has been here for years, never been in there though. And this is the Rustic Olive, so that used to be just down where Mr. Harvey's is. Very popular Redcliffe restaurant, been around for a very long time, and it's always busy. And it looks like they're renovating their seating area. Looks like it's twice as big. Maybe, I'm not sure. But it's currently G'day. It's currently 11 o'clock on a Tuesday, so they're not open as yet. This place used to be the Commonwealth Bank of Australia. It's now a Bullion, gold bullion place, GBA, Gold Bullion Australia. Obviously using the vaults and everything that was there. This Rustic Olive and Cafe Diversity location here used to be a pub, and it had a nightclub upstairs called Baker Street, which is funny because it's located on the corner of Baker Street and Redcliffe Parade. And I saw someone get stabbed up there one night 25 or so years ago. Okay, so just going past the old Commonwealth Bank. This will be the front of it. G'day. Mama's Italian restaurant.
So you're going to have a coffee though?
Yes, I'll have a coffee. So just here, or do you want to move down a little bit? Just there.
Which used to be located in Margate, near where the old Pizza Hut used to be on Oxley Avenue, just south of the Margate Shopping Centre. And it closed for about 5, maybe 3, somewhere between 3 and 5 years, and the owners missed it, so they reopened it here on Redcliffe Road. And the owner, the male owner, it was a couple, died a few years ago. And I used to help him when I worked at Woolworths at Margate in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, to get his bulk orders. So he used to come in and buy all the reduced products and cheap ingredients, home brand cream and all that sort of stuff. So he was always known for being careful with money. It's probably the best way. This place here, Pam's Affordable Gifts and Clothing, is Tenakwe. Is the former Redcliffe Dental. So it, I think, opened here in the 1950s, I believe, something like that, and it's now moved to where the old Pizza Hut is on Anzac Avenue on the left hand side. So if you're going away from Redcliffe Parade towards Kippering, it's on your left hand side, just before the first lights opposite the Redcliffe Hotel, I think it is. Brand new fit out there, and yeah. Ambassador Hotel. Scooter shop, Thai massage. Funny sign here. This is Kindred Real Estate. So I think it's Josh Kindred who's the proprietor of the business. So we're like the Settlement Cove Lagoon is that way. So we're right across from that lagoon. And this is a massive big building, and I think, if my memory serves me correct, I think this is the former location of the Storm Financial, which went arse up, owing a lot of people money, and yeah, now it has a pretty bad reputation. Little restaurant, it's always busy, this one. Looks Italian by the name and the writing. Little snack bar always seems to be busy. And this is the new development called One Redcliffe. Excuse me, mate. Sorry, I didn't want to frighten you, that's all. So this used to be a whole set of shops and everything, and got knocked down, and they're building massive apartments here. So this is on the corner of Redcliffe Parade and Anzac Avenue. You can see the Blue Water Square shopping centre in the distance there. And looks like they're still doing the groundwork. How long to build that? 2-3 years?
Yeah, something like that.
Couple of $100,000 for an apartment, or
Yeah, something like that.
the deposit? So yeah, brother. Heading south now. That's the Kindred real estate, and it's now moved. I forgot to mention that. It's now moved to the old Village Motors site at Kippering. So it's just about 100 metres from the intersection of Elizabeth Avenue and Anzac Avenue, and it used to be where they had Village Holden when that brand existed, Village Nissan, and used cars, and they've now taken about half of that for the Kindred real estate. And another interesting fact about that site is that before, bottle shop, before it was Kindred, so between it being Village Motors, Holden Nissan, might have had Renault there, something like that, and used cars. Between it being that and being Kindred, it sat vacant for ages, years, and they use it as a vaccination site for COVID, and I got two vaccinations there, which was scary. Adult shop, gym and so forth. It's not much further up this way, so we'll head back. We'll head back. We might do a swing through Blue Water. Quick swing through. This is the Blue Water Shopping Centre, and Blue Water Square I think it's called, and it's got a lot of vacant shops here, including this first one on our right here that used to be Australia Post here, and it was a government owned location, not a licensee. And because of the declining numbers of people using the postal service, it closed, and it wasn't replaced with anything. But there is a post office at Redcliffe North, which is in the Midway shops. So this is Blue Water Square Shopping Centre. Tobacconist on the left, bit of a fun fair kind of thing on the left. And newsagent cafe here called Anahata Cafe. I don't know why it closed, but it closed suddenly. And the lady had 2 locations and it closed. Terry White Chemist. Downstairs to underground parking. Used to be a cafe here, which didn't last long. Closed. How are you, brother? How are you, boys? Pretty good. There used to be a hairdresser here that closed. Some sort of Asian restaurant that used to be here as well, closed. And this one here, this shop here is used to be the original Orange Sherbet store when this place first opened. That's the ladies' fashion chain that's now got a heap of locations, and it is their number one shop is located. We actually walk past it. It's next to BG's Way on Redcliffe Parade. This used to be a Zambrero here, and it closed. It was for sale for 30 grand about 6 months ago, and then all of a sudden it closed. It was never busy.
I think we've done this before, haven't we?
There was a Asian supermarket that opened down the side. Here. I did a full fit out on it, and didn't last long. It was only there for about 3 months and then it closed. So that's Blue Water Square Shopping Centre. Back on Sutton Street, and back of the Ambassador Hotel, straight in front of us where the bus is, and then we're about to start heading south on Sutton Street. Okay, so there's What's Your Team, the store that I showed you on Redcliffe Parade, and it is here now, located here. This, when it was vacant, this building was vacant for years, and it used to be used as a voting site for the elections. Police are on the beat for some reason. Massage shop. If you're in pain or stressed, it says we can help. Okay. Nail place. Vietnamese restaurant. Redcliffe City Florist that has moved. This used to be a real estate and real estate rental office, and they ripped the guts out of it. And turned it into a florist. So that's the back of that Redcliffe Hotel where the Rustic Olive is, and that upstairs is the second level, is where that Baker Street Nightclub used to be, but you had to get to it from the back here if you wanted to have a look around in there. Across the road. Oh, I'm going to get run over. New medical centre. Used to be another medical centre here, and they ripped the guts out of it and rebuilt it. Redcliffe Realty used to be a cafe, actually. cafe on the corner here, and maybe 5 years ago they renovated it. Disability service, solicitors, Beston and Company. A few vacant stores down here as well. Pathology. And then you've got Stewart, Murr and Barr, I think it is. Stewart, Murr and Bear. Stewart, Burr and Mayer Lawyers. Which also have an office on King Street at Caboolture. And up in this area used to be, I don't know if it's still there, all sort of medical specialists. Doesn't look like it anymore. Can't see any medical suites, but it used to be. Across the road, furniture shop. In the whole time I've lived in Redcliffe, I've never seen anyone in there. Oh, there's someone in there, so. Yeah, those buildings, it's called Phoenix House. See it up there on the top of the building there, Phoenix House. I've never heard anyone use that name though. In fact, I don't think I've ever been to any of those businesses ever. You've got over the road. You've got Liddy Kennelly and Company, which is a long-standing accounting firm in Redcliffe. Been around forever. Furniture shop. A couple of people gave me a strange look. Hello. This used to be, this office here, Health, Employment and Training, used to be Ethos Orthodontics, which is now moved to the second level of Bluewater Square shopping centre for all your braces and all that sort of stuff. A few little shops in here. This place here used to be Lifespan Chiropractic, one of these two. Not many shops in here. Used to be a water feature here that worked. Probably decades gone though. Sushi place. Sushi train, always pretty popular. There's always people in there.
Are you good? Are you good today?
I'm good, yeah.
That's right.
That's good. This place directly across the road is used to be called Thuret's, T-H-U, if I'm getting this right, T-H-U-R-E-C-H-T-S, and it was like a Lincraft materials, wool, that sort of thing. Has been there forever. That family's must have been pretty high profile in Redcliffe, because there's a Thuret's parade and a Thuret's park, etc. Used to be an ATM here. It did catch fire, I believe, at one point. This, like I said, I think it was a National Bank, Westpac, one of the two, now real estate, Ray White. Still moving down. Sutton Street. A few sort of beauty outlets, day spas, that sort of thing. I've never seen this place open ever. Flooring place. We were going to tell you a flooring joke, but it was beneath us. Again, I've never seen anyone in there, and I've never bought anything from there. Used to be a computer store or something like that, computers, electronics, something like that in this shop here. But with all the online stuff, it's gone. Didn't like being filmed, I guess. That's BG's Way, so we're back to where we were at the start. Sort of. Second-hand store. This building here called the Sutton Centre, it's owned by the council, and it used to be the U3A, the University of the Third Age, and it looks like it's now